all you beautiful beings. Thank you for joining me here today. And if you clicked on this video, you must be wondering to learn a little bit more about what is shadow work. So, shadow work is a term that's used a lot in the spiritual community, but I haven't seen a whole lot of people do a deep dive on what the word means and what shadow work is. So, this video is about what shadow work is and why is it so important to do. And chances are you might have been told, oh, you're working on shadow work, or you need to work on shadow work in a tarot reading or any sort of spiritual advice or videos you might have seen. So shadow work. So first let's talk about the shadow part. What is your shadows? What is that? Shadows are the lower vibrational parts of your being. Because we incarnated into this duality experience. So we're going to experience both joy and sorrow, both happiness and pain, all these dual things. So the light and the dark. We're here to experience both. So shadow work are things like, and I'll list my own shadows: insecurities, abandonment issues, trauma, impatience. It can be anxiety. It can be self-doubt. It can be inner child wounds. It can be lack of self-confidence. It can be just any lower vibrational feeling you may experience. And sometimes it encompasses, mental illnesses we may have gathered, as well as internalized beliefs like, I'm not worthy of love, I'll never be good enough, I'm not good enough, things like that. Those are your shadows. All the self-doubt, the lack of self-confidence, self-hate, anger. Those are all shadows. And you might have your own shadows that are different. They're basically anything that doesn't make us feel very good when we feel them. I mean, sometimes anger feels good, but it's not a higher vibrational thing or space to occupy our frequency in. So shadow work is the process of working through those shadows. Now, shadow work is not the elimination of your shadows. We are not trying to destroy them, get rid of them for good, and all of that, because I don't frankly think that's possible, and I think that feeds into toxic positivity. The healing journey is our journey to be able to transmute those lower vibrational energies or shadows into higher ones. And that does not mean that we work really hard and all of a sudden we can transmute it and then we never feel it again. Like, let's say I experience deep self-hate and I'm going through I hate myself, all that, maybe self-deprecation. And then you meditate on it and you transmute it, and then you don't feel like it's never going to happen again. But we're here on Earth. We're in this 3D consciousness. We're in duality. We're going to keep experiencing lower vibrational feelings, thoughts, and beliefs because we're here on Earth. And that's the whole point. What the journey is of shadow work is your ability to continuously transmute those feelings and shift your vibration back up into love and light. So every time you start feeling any of your shadows take hold of you, it's not about pushing them away or compartmentalizing them or any of that. A lot of shadow work is learning how to love them, because those are the parts that are screaming to be heard, typically the loudest. It's a lot like working with a bunch of little children and they're each have their one specific thing they're trying to tell you or problem they have. That's kind of how I look at it. So healing them is a lot of compassion and love. It takes a lot of self-compassion to transmute our shadows. And we can't always just, meditate it away or things like that. Sometimes we have to sit in the shadow. Sometimes we have to be friends with the shadow for a little while. Sometimes we need to hug them. Sometimes we need to comfort them. Sometimes they need to be listened to of, okay, what are you trying to tell me? Like, where did this come from? Sometimes it's good to have a conversation of like, why do you have this self-hate? Where did it come from? Did it come from external sources that was given to you at an early age? And then how do I talk to you so you know like that's not true anymore? Because you're becoming your own parent to your own inner child as you grow up. And that also applies to your shadows. So it's a lot of love and self-compassion. Sometimes we need to sit with our shadows. Sometimes we just need to feel it and be with them and hold them and tell them it's going to be okay. And I got you. Because sometimes it feels like no one else has you but you. And that's an okay thing. Because it is up to you to really have your back. Because those shadows probably first appeared in a place where no one had their back. So it's an adult now, it's up to you to be there for them in the ways that they're asking you to be there for them. Sometimes when I'm deep in grief of passed over loved ones, I talk to it, and what they want to do is cry. They want to sit, they want to cry for a while, and I just make sure that it doesn't go on too long. This varies, if someone just died, grief, you can be crying for months. I've experienced that. But I'm just saying, this is years after people have passed. Grief never goes away. It's going to keep resurfacing. And it's okay to give it the space and the time of day to just cry, to hold yourself, to wrap yourself in blankets, maybe look at old pictures, watch old videos, Just start working on healing. And healing is such a broad term, but I'll go into deeper things in another video about healing with your shadows. So shadow work overall is the process of confronting your shadows, not in an angry way, but in a way with compassion, figuring out what they need and what you need ultimately to move through them and move with them and befriend them in a sense, and moving forward on your healing journey. Shadow work is a big part of your healing journey because we all have these shadows. We're working on healing them, not to get rid of them, but how we can move through them and transmute them as they arise. And the more you practice, the faster it becomes. So that's in my personal experience. Now, why is this even important? Like, why is shadow work so important for us to do? First off, it's important for you as an individual to not be carrying all of this weight around and not have these shadows control you, but you be able to be the voice of reason in your shadows and be there for them in a way that isn't all consuming of you and who you are. It's really important so you can have overall more happiness in your life, more peace and more joy, and not be constantly brought down by these lower vibrational feelings. Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen here on earth. But it's about our ability to start transmuting and moving through them as they arise. And sometimes that takes hours, sometimes it takes minutes, sometimes it takes days. But your ability to move through that is the shadow work, is the beauty of it all. And it's important because the more you're able to do it, like I said, the faster you'll get at it, the better you'll get at it, and you'll really start attuning to each of your different shadows' needs. So you're able to move through it a little faster and better. And the more you're able to move through it and not get stuck in a shadow for a prolonged period of time, you are starting to maintain a higher frequency within yourself. When you are maintaining this higher frequency within yourself, you're automatically going to start attracting that frequency back. The frequency of joy, of peace, of abundance, all these things. That's what manifestation is. Manifestation isn't just an affirmation or a ritual or a meditation. Manifestation is not just affirmations or things like that. Manifestation is you maintaining a frequency that is in alignment with what you desire. So it's being in the frequency of, I am abundant, I am grateful, I have everything I need, I have joy, I have peace, I have love, inner love, self-love, unconditional self-love. When you start vibrating that frequency on a consistent basis, then self-love, unconditional and authentically, can be reflected back to you, can be drawn to you. Abundance can be drawn to you. If you're already grateful for everything that you do have, no matter how little, more things can be attracted to you because you're operating in this gratitude frequency, in this frequency of love and light, gratitude and abundance for everything that you already have. So it can help with manifestation, it can help with your overall mental health, it can help with your quality of life, and you'll see things change around you. You'll see maybe even more opportunities, whether it's in career or work or friends or family or travel or opportunities. And it's not going to be steady. I'm not saying that, you're not going to feel shadows anymore and then all of a sudden. No. It's like a stock market chart where it goes up and down, 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 but the overall trend is up. That is the goal, is you're going to be going up and down through our duality consciousness, but your ability to keep rebounding yourself and having this upward trajectory is what is helping to maintain this frequency. This is not toxic positivity where I'm happy and nothing bothers me and nothing gets me down ever, 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 and I'm constantly in this gratefulness and abundance. No, you're going to experience times where you're not feeling grateful, or you're not feeling abundant, or you're not feeling self-love. It's your ability to feel that, recognize it, give that shadow what it needs or what you need in that moment, and then move past it, transmute it, and go back to that. However long that may take depends, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel bad things. It's okay. It's okay to move through your shadows. You're still operating on a higher vibration even when you experience shadows. It's not the absence of feeling anything bad. It's the ability to feel things bad and keep going and transmute it. Okay? So, that's how it benefits you and things being attracted to you. But it helps the planet. It helps the planet. It helps people around you. So let's start with Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia, yes, she has her own frequency. And she has all these grid line works. And her frequency really is dependent by all the beings on the planet. It's influenced by all the beings on the planet because she's the mother of all this life, and all this life contributes to her frequency. So the more that you're able to stay in higher frequencies and transmute through your shadows, the more she can transmute through her shadows. The more that she's raising her frequency. Every time you raise your frequency a little bit, every time you transmute a shadow, you are lifting up Mother Gaia's frequency just a little higher and a little higher. Every time you overcome something or move through something with love and compassion for yourself, you're showing love and compassion to her, so she learns to have love and compassion for herself and what she's going through at this moment. So you're helping to raise the grid lines of the earth when you work on your shadows. And when Earth herself is vibrating higher and higher, she can also bring and attract more things to you. Opportunities, authentic love, peace, friendships, abundance, and you're not just helping you, you're helping the whole planet. And that frequency you're maintaining, not through absence, but through transmutation. You're maintaining it through transmuting things, not never experienced things. I keep emphasizing this because I feel like it's been misconstrued a lot. The more you're able to do this, the more that other people might notice. You might lose friendships and things like that. Your whole perspective might shift the more you're transmuting. And you might start attracting more authentic friendships, community, companionship. And when your frequency shifts higher and higher, it's harder for lower people, like people operating consistently on a lower frequency basis, to be around you. And other people will notice it. Even when you're getting coffee and things like that, it's not going to be a verbal thing, but it's an energy shift. When you're vibrating under love and light and self-compassion and unconditional self-love and grace for yourself, other people are going to feel that. It might make some people uncomfortable, but other people might be like, oh, that's so nice. They might be attracted to it because they're in a similar frequency. And that little energetic shift that they're feeling could be enough to trigger them going on their own journey of healing, of like, wow, like that person's energy is so nice, or wow, that person has so much love and compassion. Like, how'd they do that? How can I do that for myself? So you could be changing people's lives in ways that you don't even know yet, just by your frequency and the way you're living your life more compassionate and with more love can ripple out in all these unseen ways. You're helping to raise the planet, potentially other people's frequencies, even living things around you like plants, animals, things like that. They can feel that. They can feel your energy. So in synopsis, shadow work is a process of you working through your own lower vibrational feelings, thoughts, and beliefs, transmuting them into love and light when they occur, which will happen often. And it's your ability to keep working through them and potentially healing old wounds by showing them love and compassion, showing your shadows love and compassion that maybe you weren't shown, and consistently showing up for yourself in ways that other people haven't shown up for you. That is shadow work. And why is it important? Because it will help you operate in a more peaceful way, attract more abundance, love, joy, prosperity, abundance. Might have said that twice. Companionship, love. And you're helping the planet raise her frequency so she can bring more light into the world. You're potentially helping other people around you in unseen ways, bringing light and love into the world, as well as plants and animals and everything around you. So it can't hurt anything. It can only benefit everybody. So thank you for tuning in and learning a little bit more about what shadow work is and why it's important. I appreciate you all being here and all listening to this. And if you want to learn more in-depth ways on how to work on your shadow work and learning to love your shadows, I have another video that will be linked below. I love you all. I'm sending you so much love, light, peace, and joy. Thank you for being here.